everyone, this is Swati, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Dundigal. In this lecture, we'll discuss about the designing of synchronous counters, and we'll discuss some more problems on designing of synchronous sequential circuit, that is synchronous counters, in this lecture. So we all know that what is a synchronous counter. So synchronous counter is a sequential logic circuit in which the number of flip-flops are cascaded together and all the flip-flops are working with the same clock. That means all the flip-flops are applied with the same clock pulse. So, and it is used to count the number of pulses in the clock signal given, and also it is used to count the number of occurrences of an event. So this is about the brief introduction about synchronous circuit, that is synchronous counters. So we have asynchronous and synchronous counters, two types of counters, that is. So synchronous, why we are calling this as synchronous means all the flip-flops works with the same clocks. That means all the flip-flops works in synchronous with the same clock pulse, and hence we are calling it as synchronous flip-flops. And here the synchronous sequential circuits, that is synchronous counters, can be constructed using either JK flip-flop or T flip-flop. So here now let us see the design steps of synchronous counter. We should have a procedure for designing a synchronous counter. So here the first step in designing of synchronous counters is find the number of flip-flops required using the condition, that is 2 power n less than greater than or equals to n, where n is the number of flip-flops, small n is the number of flip-flops required, and capital N is the number of states. So that means we need to select the number of flip-flops such that this condition is satisfied, where capital N is the number of states that the counter has to undergo, and n is the number of flip-flops required to implement that counter, which can count n states. So after deciding the number of flip-flops required, we need to choose the type of flip-flop which we are using. So after choosing the type of flip-flop, we need to draw the state diagram. What do you mean by state diagram? State diagram is a diagrammatic representation of the states that a counter can undergo for each and every clock pulse applied. So draw the state diagram, and then after drawing the state diagram, we have chosen the flip-flop. So remind the excitation table of the selected flip-flop. So we know the excitation tables. So we have already studied about characteristic tables and excitation tables. So after choosing the required flip-flop, so just recall the excitation table of the selected flip-flop and determine the excitation table for the counter. We already know that excitation table. What do you mean by excitation table? We'll be considering the present state and next state as the inputs, and present state and next state. So in order to have a transition from present state to the next state, what must be the input that are to be applied to a flip-flop? Now in this case, by taking the excitation table of flip-flop, we are deriving the excitation table for counter. By considering the present state and next state of the counter, we will be calculating, or else we will be finding out the inputs that are required to be applied to the flip-flops, that is given by the excitation table. After drawing the excitation table for the counter, then use the K-map and derive the input equations for the simplified input expressions for the flip-flop inputs. So these are the steps for designing synchronous sequential circuit. What is the first step? Identify the number of flip-flops required depending on the number of states that a counter has to undergo. And after identifying the number of flip-flops required, so we need to select the proper flip-flop. And after selecting the flip-flop, just draw the state diagram, and then recall the excitation table of the selected flip-flop, and by using that excitation table of the flip-flop, derive the excitation table for the counter. And after deriving the excitation table, get the simplified expression for the flip-flops input equations. So that is, those are the steps in designing synchronous counters. Now let us have a problem. Let us discuss a problem so that we can easily understand how synchronous counters can be designed. So now let us take a problem statement here. So that is, design a 3-bit synchronous up counter using JK flip-flops. So this is the problem given. So now we need to design a 3-bit synchronous up counter using JK flip-flop. Anyhow, you know that 3-bit synchronous up counter. So how we have got that circuit? So in the previous lecture, I have explained the structure of 3-bit synchronous up counter. But I didn't explain what that circuit is and how did we get that circuit. So now in this lecture, we'll discuss how we have got that circuit, and based on that, how can we count how can we implement a 3-bit synchronous up counter. So this is a problem statement. Now first of all, according to the design procedure, what is the first step? Find the number of flip-flops required. So how to find the number of flip-flops required here? So here it is a 3-bit counter. It is already given. It is already given 3-bit counter. So for 1 bit, we need 1 flip-flop. As we are designing a 3-bit counter, small n is equals to 3. As small n is equals to 3, how many states this 3-bit synchronous up counter can undergo? It can undergo 2 power n, that is equals to capital N. So capital N is a number of states. So a 3-bit synchronous up counter can undergo 2 power 3, that is equals to 8 states. And what are the states here? So as it is given that it is an up counter, it initially starts from 0, 0, 0 and it increments the count by 1 for every 1 clock pulse, and hence the number of states that it can undergo is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, then from 0, 0, 1 to 0, 1, 0, next 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, and after 1, 1, if the clock pulses are still applied, then again it will come back to 0. So this is the number of states and the states that a 3-bit synchronous up counter can undergo. So now let us take the second step. What is the second step? We need to choose the required flip-flop. Here it in the problem statement itself, it is given that we have to design a 3-bit synchronous up counter using JK flip-flop. So the flip-flop we have chosen is JK flip-flop. So after choosing the JK flip-flop, we need to go for the state diagram. So state diagram is a diagrammatic representation of a counter, and it shows the sequence of states that the counter will undergo for the applied input clock pulses. So initial state, let us consider it as 0, 0, 0. For when the clock pulse is applied, it will change its state to 0, 0, 1. Next 0, 1, 0. From 0, 1, 0 state to, it will go to 0, 1, 1. From 0, 1, 1 to 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. After 1, 1, 1, again it will go back to initial state, that is 0, 0. So that is why I have constructed the state diagram as a closed loop here. So this is the state diagram of 3-bit synchronous up counter. Now let us recall the coming to the step 4, recall the excitation table of JK flip-flop. So this is the JK flip-flop excitation table. So when the present state, this is present state, this is next state, and these are the inputs that are applied to the JK flip-flop in order to have a transition from present state to the next state. To have a transition from present state 0 to next state 0, the input that should be applied to the JK flip-flop are J0 don't care. To have a transition from 0 to 1, we need to apply the inputs as 1 don't care. That means J must be 1 and K must be either 0 or 1 don't care means either 0 or 1. And to have a transition from present state 1 to next state 0, the inputs that to be applied are 1 don't care 1 and 1 1, it is don't care 0. So this is the excitation table of JK flip-flop. We must recall that. And after that, we need to derive the excitation table for the counter. So as we all know that, so it is a 3-bit synchronous up counter. So it can undergo 8 states. So this is the excitation table, how we have derived it. So as we all know that it is a 3-bit synchronous up counter, it can count 8 clock pulses. So this is a clock pulses we have taken as a first column. And then the second column, so as you all know that excitation table will consist of present state, next state, and the inputs that are needed to be applied to have a transition from present state to the next state. So these are the flip-flop inputs. So as we all know that the number of flip-flops required were 3. So as we are using JK flip-flop, so JK flip-flop will have 2 inputs. What are the inputs? J and K. As I'm using 3 flip-flops, I'm representing them as A, B, C. So the inputs required for the JK flip-flop can be given by JCKC, JBKB, JAKE. So these are the inputs of the flip-flops, and the outputs can be represented as QC, QB, QA. These are the present state, and the next states we are representing them as QC plus 1, QB plus 1 and QA plus 1. So as we know that counter state diagram. So initially the counter is in the state 0, 0, 0. When I apply the clock pulse, what happens? It will change its state to, it will go to the next state which is 0, 0, 1. Just go through the state diagram here. From 0, 0, 0 to 0, 0, 1. We have a transition here. From 0, 0, 1 to 0, 1, 0. Next 0, 1, 0 to 0, 1. That means if the present state is 0, 0, 1, 0, if I apply the clock pulse, the next state should definitely be 0, 1, 1 because it is an up counter. The count has to be incremented by 1. So based on that, so I have listed here when the present state is 0, 0, 0, next state will become 0, 0, 1. This is based on the state diagram. Now if I consider the present state as 0, 0, 1, the next state will be incremented by 1 and hence the next state becomes 0, 1, 0. Now again present state is 0, 1, 0, next state becomes 0, 1, 1. Next 0, 1, 1, next state is incremented by 1 and hence it becomes 1, 0, 0. 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. 1, 0, 1 to 1, 1, 0. 1, 1, 0 to 1, 1, 1. And 1, 1, 1 when the counter has reached to its maximum state, that is 1, 1, 1. The next state again go back to its initial state, that is 0, 0, 0. So this is the present state column and this is a next state column. Now we need to identify the inputs that are to be applied to the flip-flops here. Now first consider this QC and QC plus 1 are the present state and next state for the flip-flop C. Okay, so that is why I'm using QC and QC plus 1 for identifying the inputs of JC and KC. Now let us observe present state of C flip-flop is 0 and next state of C flip-flop is 0. So we have already the excitation table. When the present state is 0 and the next state is 0. 0, 0 means what are the inputs that we can apply? 0, don't care. So this is what. Next, we are checking here. Now 0 and sorry, not this one. So 0, 0. This column I will tell you for one column so that you can understand for the remaining things. So QC plus 1 are the present state and next state of flip-flop C. So now I am going to identify the inputs that are to be applied for the C flip-flop by considering the present state and next state. So when the present state is 0 and next state is 0, JC, KC values will be 0, don't care. And again here 0, 0, 0, don't care. 0, 0, 0, don't care. Next 0, 1. 0, 1 is 1, don't care. And 1, 0, don't care. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, don't care 0. 1, 1, don't care 0. And 1, 1, here this is don't care 0. And 1, 0, don't care 1. So these are the inputs that we can estimate for this flip-flop C by considering the present state QC and next state QC plus 1. And now let us consider QB and QB plus 1. So now in order to identify the inputs that are applied to the B flip-flop here, B flip-flop inputs are JB and KB, represented as JB and KB. Now let us see this column. So 0, 0, 0, don't care. Okay. Next 0, 1, 1, don't care. Next 1, 1, don't care 0. Next 1, 0, don't care 1. Next 0, 0, 0, don't care. Next 0, 1, 1, don't care. Next 1, 1, don't care 0, 1 0, don't care 1. So these are the inputs which we have used the excitation table of JK flip flop, and we have derived the inputs for that is C flip flop, B flip flop, and A flip flop. Now after this, what we need to do? We need to derive the expressions for the inputs of the flip flop, that is JC, KC, JB, KB, and JA, KA. That is step 5. So what is the step 5 here? We need to derive the input function. Now first of all, I am deriving the input function for JC. So now let us see when this JC is becoming 1 and don't care. I want to get the expression in the form of SOP. So I need to consider only for the input combinations for which the JC value is becoming 1 and don't care. So here it is becoming 1 for 0, 1, 1 when the input. So I have to explain, I have to get the expression in terms of present state, that is QC, QB, QA. So that means it is 1 when 0, 1, 1 and don't care for 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. So that means we have mapped 0, 1, 1 is 3, it is 1. And for the remaining all the, that is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, 1. All it is don't care. So this is a mapping of GC with the 3 variable K map, where I have considered the present state, that is QC, QB, QA as the inputs here. So QC, QB, QA, we require a 3 variable K map here, and now I mapped the JC output with the K map here. So now I can form the group. So as you all know that it is not mandatory to cover all the don't cares. Only we need to form the group such that the ones are covered here. So I can form a pair here, and I can write down the equation for GC as QB, QA, because for this pair QC value is varying. So eliminate QC, and QB, QA values are common. So that is equals to QB, QA. Similarly, I can write down the equation for KC by mapping that. So here KC value is becoming 1 for only triple 1, that is 7, and 0, 1, 2, 3 it is don't care. So I have mapped it 0, 1, 3, 2, 3 and 2, and here it is 1. So I have to consider only either ones and don't cares or zeros and don't care. I want to get the expression in SOP, so I am considering only ones and don't care. So I can form again a pair here, so which is equals to QB, QA. And similarly, I can derive the expression for JB by mapping JB with the 3 variable K map, and I can form a quad here which can be equated to QA. Similarly, KB. So here I can form a quad with this 4. So and hence KB is also equals to QA. Whereas JA, so I can form an octet because either of these 8 cells are either 1 or don't care. And hence I can form a quad octet here. So if I form an octet, I can consider, because it is having 8 cells, so all are mapped together. So I can simply consider JA is equals to 1. Similarly, KA is also equals to 1. So what are the expressions we have got here? We have got the expressions for JK flip-flop, 3 JK flip-flops. So JA, KA is equals to 1, JB, KB is equals to QA, and JC and JC is equals to KC is equals to QB, QA. And based on this equation, we need to draw the logic circuit by using the 3 JK flip-flops. So these are the 3 JK flip-flops. As we all know that this is the synchronous counter we are designing. So I have taken 3 JK flip-flops here. Flip-flop A, flip-flop B, flip-flop C. And the inputs to the flip-flop A are JA, KA, and the outputs are QA, QA complement. JB, KB, QB, QB complement are the inputs and outputs of flip-flop B. JC, KC, QC, QC complement. So here, now all the 3 flip-flops are applied with the same clock pulse. So I have considered a negative edge triggered flip-flop here, all this. So I have used here negative edge triggered clock. So this is the clock pulse applied in common to all the 3 flip-flops here. Now let us consider JA, KA. According to the equation, JA, KA is equals to 1. So what I have done, I have connected J and KA equals to logic high, or else we can also consider this. High means logic 1. Next up, JB and KB are equals to QA. So I have taken the QA output of first flip-flop and I have given this as input to the two inputs of second flip-flop B, JB, KB are connected with QA. And next JC and KC are equals to QA and QB. I am taking QA and the QB output of second flip-flop and I am using an AND gate. So, and the output of AND gate is given as input to the JC and KC input to the third flip-flop and QC complement. So, this is the implementation of that synchronous up counter, 3-bit synchronous up counter using JK flip-flop. So, this is about this designing. Now, let us discuss one more problem here. I hope it is clear. Now, design modify synchronous counter using flip-flops. So, he didn't mention any flip-flops here. So, it is our wish. So, our wish to choose flip-flops here. If it is mentioned, we need to choose the flip-flop. Here, as it is not mentioned, I have to choose either JK or T flip-flop. So, and implement it. Also, draw the timing diagram. So, here, now, what I am doing? Modify counter. What do you mean by modify counter? So, modify counter, and it is not mentioned, it is either down counter or up counter. So, always we need to consider it as up counter until unless it is mentioned. So, mod 5 up counter. So, mod 5 means what? Mod n counter counts, mod n counter counts n states. Mod n counter counts n states, sorry, capital n states. So that means here mod 5 counter means what? The number of states that it can count is equals to 5. That means mod 5 counter is a counter which can count 5 clock pulses. So now in order to count 5 clock pulses, what we need to do? First step. What is the first step? Step 1, we need to select the number of flip-flops required such that this condition is satisfied. So, if I select 2, so 2 part 2 is 4. What is n here? 5. Is 4 greater than 5? No. So, that is why we cannot take 2. Now, if I consider 3, then what happens? 2 part 3 is greater than n. So, that is 8 is greater than 5 and hence it is required. So, that means the number of flip-flops required is equals to 3 flip-flops. Okay. And how many states it is going to count? As it is a mod 5 counter, it counts 5 states. Okay. So now, this is step 1. Now, what is the step 2? So, in the step 1, what we have decided? We have decided the number of flip-flops required to count 5 states or else to count 5 pulses or else to design a mod 5 up counter. So now step 2, we need to select the type of flip-flop. So again I am selecting JK flip-flop. Again I am selecting JK flip-flop here. It is my wish. Even you can select T flip-flop also. I am selecting JK flip-flop. So once you have chosen the JK flip-flop, what is the next step? We need to draw the state diagram. We need to draw the state diagram. So how to draw the state diagram? So how many states it is counting? This is a mod 5 counter. It counts 5 states. So what are the 5 states it can count here? As it is an up counter, it will start from 0, 0, 0 and it is a 3-bit counter because the number of flip-flops required are 3. So 0, 0, 0. Next state will be 0, 0, 1 and 0, 0, 1, then 0, 1, 0, next 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. So how many states it has? 4. Now 1, 0, 0. So after 1, 0, 0, again it will go back to 0, 0, 0. So it will count only 5 states. It will undergo only 5 states. So this is the number of states and the possible states. Now I'm drawing the state diagram here as we have 5 states here. Okay. So that is, initial state is 0, 0, 0. Okay. Once it is done, then it will go back to 0, 1, 0. 0, 0, 1. Just a second. So the next state will be 0, 0, 1. And then it will go back. It will go to 0, 1, 0. And then from 0, 1, 0, it will go to 0, 1, 1. And from 0, 1, 1, it will go back. It will go to 100. Once it is 100, it will go to initial state, that is 000. This is the state diagram of this one. Okay. So after this, what we need to do after selecting the state diagram, now the step 4. So that is step 4 is we need to recall the excitation table of JK flip-flop. Because we have chosen JK flip-flop, right? So we need to draw the excitation table. Excitation table consists of present state, next state. Present state is represented with Qn and next state is Qn plus 1 and the inputs are JK. Okay, so this is the excitation table. So present state 00, 01, 10, 11. So 0, 0, present state is 0. This is present state. This is next state. 00 means 0 don't care. 01 is 1 don't care. 10 don't care 1 and 11 don't care 0. This is the excitation table of JK flip-flop. After this excitation table, we need to go for we need to derive the excitation table of counter. So in order to design the excitation table of counter, first I am considering the clock pulse. Okay, and then present state. So as how many flip-flops are required here? 3. So let us consider the 3 flip-flops as QC, QB, QA, and the next state of that flip-flops are given by QC plus 1, QB plus 1 and QA plus 1. And now flip-flop inputs. So how many flip-flops we require here? 3 flip-flops. What kind of flip-flop we have chosen? JK flip-flops. So JC, KC, next JB, KB and next JA, KB. So this is the table here we have constructed, right? So now what we need to do? We need to derive the excitation table for this counter, 3-bit counter. Because we are designing a mod 5 counter here, so we need to derive the excitation table of mod 5 counter. Let us consider. So as I told you that we can count 5 pulses using this mod 5 counter. So initial state I am considering as 000. What will be the next state if I consider the clock pulse is applied? Next state will be 001 based on the state diagram. Next, if I consider the present state as 001, the next state will be 010. If I consider my present state as 010, next state will be 011. If I consider the present state as 011, next state will be 100. Next, if I consider my present state as 100, so as we have chosen, after 100, again it will go back to the initial state 000. So 0, 0, 0. So this is the present state and next state column, right? So now we need to, and what happens as it is a 3-bit counter, we do have some more combinations here. What are those? 101, 110, 111, right? With 3-bit counter, I can count 8 pulses. So what about these 3 input combinations? So that means these should never happen in the mod 5 counter. Only it can count up to 100. After 100, it will again go back to 000. That means these will be considered as don't cares. These will be considered as don't cares. If these are don't cares, then also we can consider the inputs of the flip-flops as don't cares. Okay, as I'm not using these 3 states, so I can consider these as don't cares. Now let us derive the equations for this JC, KC, JB, KB, JA and K. So first consider this JC and QC plus 1 in order to derive the values of JC and KC. What is the transition we have? 0 to 0. That means we can have the values as 0 don't care from the excitation table. When we have a transition from 0 to 0, again 0 don't care, 0 to 0, 0 don't care, 0 to 1, it is 1 don't care, and 1 to 0, don't care 1. Okay, so that's it. So this is JCKC. I hope it is clear. JCKC. So 0 don't care, 0 don't care, 0 don't care. Next 1 don't care 1. Now let us find out QB and QB plus 1. Based on this QB and QB plus 1, we can find out the JB and KB values. So now again 0 to 0 transition. So 0 don't care, 0 to 1, 1 don't care, 1 to 1, don't care 0, and 1 to 0, don't care 1. Okay, and then 0 to 0, 0 don't care. So this is the values of, these are the values of JB and KB in order to have a transition from QB to QB plus 1. And now we'll see QA plus 1. So 0 to 1. So 1 don't care. Next 1 0 don't care 1. 0 1, 1 don't care. Next 1 0 don't care 1. 0 0, 0 don't care. 0 0, 0 don't care. So these are the values of JA and KA. Now this is our excitation table of mod 5 synchronous counter. Now let us derive the equation for JC, KC, JB, KB and JA, KA. Now first of all, let us see for JC. Let us see for JC. How many variable K-map we require here? So what is the number of flip-flops we require? 3. So that means we have 3 outputs, QC, QB and QA. So we require a 3 variable K-map here. So this is a 3 variable K-map I am taking. So QC. So the same order we need to take as we have followed in the truth table. QC, QB, QA. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. So now, let us identify for which combinations this JC value is becoming 1 and don't care. So it is 1 for 0, 1, 1 and don't care for 1, 0, 0. That is 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7 it is don't care. And for 3 it is 1. For 3 it is 1. So 3 it is 1. So now what I can do? I can form a pair here. Now what is the equation prime implicant for this one? So as QC value is varying, eliminate QC, whereas QB and QA values are common. So now I can write JC is equals to QC into, JC is equals to QB into QA. QB into QA. Now let us write down the equation for KC. So KC, so again QC, QB, QA. This is the K-map for KC. Now 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Now let us identify for which combinations this is 1 and don't care. So that is KC is, KC is 1 for 1, 0, 0. That is 4. And for all the remaining things it is don't care. For all the remaining things it is don't care. If it is so, then we can form an octet here. So if I form an octet, I can write down KC is equals to 1. I can write down KC is equals to 1. So then after KC is equals to 1, so what I can do? Now I can derive the expression for KB. So or else JB. So now let us identify JB is equals to 1 for 1. Next, so 1 for 1 and 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Don't care. So now I am deriving the equation for JB. So QC, QB, QA, and here it is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. So this is for JB. So now let us see that. So JB is equals to 1 for 0, 0, 1 and 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So 1, don't care, 5, 6, 7. So this is the thing. So what I can do here? I can form a quad here. So now what is the prime implicant for this one? As QC value is varying, eliminate QC, and QB is also varying, just eliminate QB and only QA. So that means JB is equals to QA. Now similarly, derive the equation for KB. So now KB is equals to QC, QB, QA. This is for KB. Okay. So 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. So now KB. So KB is equals to 0, 1 it is don't care. Next 3 it is 1. Remaining all are don't care. Only for 2 it is 0. So 0, 1 it is don't care, don't care. Okay. 0, 1 it is don't care, don't care. For 3 it is 1. And for 2 it is 0. And for the remaining all, don't care. So again, I can form a quad here. So same position I have got a quad here. So KB is also equals to QA. Now similarly, let us derive the equation for JA. This is for JA. So QC, QB, QA. So this is JA. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 and it is 0, 1. Now let us see. It is 1 don't care, 1 don't care. That is 0, 1, 2, 3. Next don't care, don't care, don't care. So 1 don't care 1. And then for 4 it is 0 and 5, 6, 7 it is don't care. 5, 6, 7. So now what I can do? I can form an quad here. So now I can write down JA is equals to, as QB, QA values are varying for all these 4 cells. So eliminate QB and QA. Only consider QC, which is equals to QC complement. JA is equals to QC complement. And similarly, we'll derive the equation for KA. So now the equation for KA is QC, QB, QA, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. So now here I can see that don't care 1, don't care 1, don't care, don't care, don't care. So that is don't care 1, don't care 1, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. So that means I can form again a quad here. So update here, so that I can write it as equals to 1. So and hence Ka is equals to 1. So once we have got all the expressions, so what we need to do? We need to derive the equation. So what are the equations we have got? JC is equals to, so let us see, JC is equals to QB, QA, QB, QA and KC is equals to 1. Now JB is equals to KB is equals to QA and then JA is equals to QC complement and KA is equals to 1. So now let us take the 3 flip-flops here. These are the 3 flip-flops. These are the 3 JK flip-flops I am considering. So this is a synchronous counter. So that means all the 3 flip-flops clocks are applied with same. So that means I am taking a clock pulse and I am applying it to this. So this is the clock pulse. So what is the, these are all the negative edge trigger flip-flops. This is considered flip-flop A, flip-flop B and this one is flip-flop C. So we have the QC and QC complement. The inputs are JC, KC and this is JB, flip-flop B, right? JB, KB and this is QB, QB complement. This is QA, QA complement and the inputs are JA, K. So here, first of all, what is QC is equals to? Sorry, JA is equals to QC complement. So I am taking QC complement and I am applying it to JA. Where KA is equals to? Where KA is equals to? Logic 1. KA is equals to logic 1. Now, let us see JB and KB are equals to QA. So I am connecting QA to both JB and KB. And what is QC? QC is equals to QB, QA. I am taking an AND gate here. Okay. So this is QB. I am applying it as an input to an AND gate. And then I am taking, just a second. I am taking QA. So what is the output here? This is QA and this is QB. So now this is applied as input to the JC, and KC is given as logic 1. So what is KC? KC is equals to logic 1. So this is the implementation of mod 5 synchronous counter. So like this we can design any counter using JK and T flip-flop. Now let us discuss about mod 12 synchronous up counter using T flip-flops here. So mod 12 means it has to, that means as it is given mod 12, so n is equals to 12. So as n is equals to 12, we have to choose the value of small n such that this condition is satisfied. So when small n is equals to 4, then 2 power n is 16. 16 is greater than 12. Even if you consider 3, 2 power 3 is 8. 8 is not greater than 12. So we need to select n is equals to 4. That means the number of flip-flops required or n is equals to 4. And what is the states that it has to undergo? 0, 0, 0, 2. As we are using 4 states, so 4 flip-flops, we'll have 4-bit state. 12 pulses. So the maximum count can vary from 0 to 2 power n minus 1. Okay, so that is, or else we can say that the count can be n minus 1. So what is n here? 12. 12 minus 1 means 11. What is the binary equivalent of 11? So that is 1011. So these are the number of state. Okay, so this is the step 1. Now what is the flip-flop we are choosing here? T flip-flop we are choosing. Okay, this is step 2. Okay, this is step 1. We have chosen number of flip-flops required as 4 such that this condition is satisfied. Because it is a mod 12 counter, it has to undergo 12 states. So in order to satisfy this condition, we have the equations, the number of flip-flops required as 4. So T flip-flop, we have chosen T flip-flop here. And step 3, we need to recall the excitation table of T flip-flop. So Qn plus 1 and the T flip-flop. So here we have the excitation table. You need to be familiar with the excitation tables of all the flip-flops when we are designing the counters 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. When the present state is 0. Okay, so when the toggle input is 0, then there will not be any change in the state of the flip-flop. So that means as both the states are 0, 0 here, the T input should be considered as 1. And here is also 0. Whereas present state is, next state is a complement of present state. It happens when toggle input is 1. So when 1, 0, 1 it is 1 and 1, 0 it is 1. When 0, 0, 0. So this is the excitation table. After this excitation table, we need to draw the state diagram. Okay. Step 3, state diagram. So we have 4 flip-flops here. So the states will be 0, 0, 0, 4-bit state, 0, 0, 0, 1, and then 0, 0, 1, 0, and then 0, 0, 1, 1, then 0, 1, 0, 0, next 0, 1, 0, 1. After this, it will go back to 0, 1, 1, 0, next 0, 1, 1, 1, then 0, 1, 0, 0, then 1, 0, 0, 1, and then 1, 0, 1, 0, then 1, 0, 1, 1. So once it has reached to 1, 0, 1, 1, again it will go back to initial state. This is the state diagram of mod 12 synchronous counter, up counter. Now after this, we need to derive the truth table here. So that is excitation table, step 4. So we need to derive the excitation table. So as we have chosen T flip-flop here, so clock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so as we have taken 4 flip-flops here, so the present state I have considered as QD, QC, QB, QA. And the next states I have considered as QD plus 1, QC plus 1, QB plus 1, and then QA plus 1. And flip-flop inputs. Flip-flop inputs. So as we have T flip-flop, only single input flip-flop here, TD, TC, TB, TA. So this is about the excitation table, right? So now initially 0, 0, 0, next 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, next state will be 0, 0, 1, 0, next 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, next 0, 0, 1, 1, next state will be 0, 1, 0, 0, next 0, 1, 0, 0, next state will be 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, next 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, triple 1, 0, triple 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, next state will be 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, double 1, 1, 0, double 1. Once it has reached to 1, 0, 1, double 1, the next state will be 0. So next we have few more combinations. What are those? 1, 1, 0, 0. Next, what are the combinations we can have? 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. Next, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. So all these combinations are considered as don't cares. We need to consider them as don't care conditions. Okay, so this we have to consider. Now, according to the excitation table, get the excitation table for the counter here. So now 0, 0, present state, next state. So it is 0, same 0, 0, 0. So 0, 0. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, next 0, 0, 0. Next 0, 1, it is complemented, so it is 1. So 1, 1, it is 0. Next 1, 1, it is 0. Next 1, 1, it is 0. Next 1, 0, it is 1. So remaining all, we need to consider them as don't cares. So similarly, we have to write down the equations for all these. And after this, we need to derive the K-map, we need to derive the Boolean function as we have discussed in the previous case. So once we have derived the equations for them, so we will get that expressions as, just a second. We'll get that expressions as, so after deriving the excitation, you please complete that excitation table. So then we will get the expression for TA as 1, and similarly we'll get the expression for TB as QA, and then TC as QB QA. Okay, TC as QB QA, whereas TD as QD, QB, QA plus QC, QB, QA. These are the equations that you will get. You just verify. Now I'm drawing the logic circuit based on the equation. So as we require 4 flip-flops, I'm taking the 4 flip-flops here. Four flip-flops. This is flip-flop A, flip-flop B, flip-flop C, flip-flop D, right? So as it is flip-flop A, flip-flop D, TD, this is TC, TB, this is TA. As it is TA, QA, QA complement, and this is QB, QB complement, QC, QC complement, and this is QD, QD complement. Anyhow, all the flip-flops are applied with same clock. So this is the clock here. So I'm applying the clock. Let us consider we are applying the positive clock. Whatever it is, you can consider. You're not only negative edge triggered, you can also consider the positive edge triggered also. So now, based on the equation, TA should be connected to logic 1, whereas TB is equals to QA, and TC is equals to QB QA. So I'm taking an AND gate here. Okay, so to which I'm giving QA and QB as the inputs here. Okay, and the output is given as TC. Next, TD is given as QC, QB, QA. So I'm taking 3 AND gates here. Sorry, 2 AND gates. And the outputs of these 2 AND gates is given as input to the OR gate. And the output of this OR gate is applied as input to the TD. So what are the inputs to this one? QB, QA into QC. So I'm taking QC here. Just a second. I'm taking QC. So this is QB, QA, right? This is QB, QA. So this is applied as one of the input to the AND gate and one of the input to this one, or else let us consider this as, okay, let us apply this as input and this as the input to this one. I'm taking this and again I'm giving it 1. So what is the output of this one? This is QC, QB, QA, and to this one I'm applying QD. So this is, just a second, this is QD. So I'm taking this one as a feedback. So what is this one? This is QD and this is QB, QA. And finally what I'll get here? QD into QB, QA plus QC into QB, QA. So this is applied as input to the 4th flip-flop TD. So this is the designing of Mod 12 synchronous up counter. So like that you can design any counter, even you can design down counters also, where the state diagram will be changing, and based on the state diagram you will be deriving the excitation table, and based on the excitation table you will be deriving the expressions for the inputs of flip-flops which we are using. So the thing is, in order to design the synchronous counter, first of all, what we need to know, we need to have the condition that is 2 power n must be greater than or equal to n, where small n is the number of flip-flops required and capital N is the number of states that a counter can undergo. And we need to choose the correct flip-flop. And after choosing the flip-flop, we must be able to recall the excitation table. And we have to be able to draw the state diagram. Once the state diagram is drawn, based on that and excitation table of the chosen flip-flop, derive the excitation table for the counter which we are designing. After deriving the excitation table, get the expressions of flip-flop inputs in terms of the output's present state, that is QC, QB, QA and so on, whatever it may be the number of flip-flops you are using. After getting the expression, you just implement them using the flip-flops and the logic equations. So that is about the designing of synchronous sequential circuits. I hope it is clear to everyone. You just complete that excitation table of Mod 12 synchronous counter. If you have any queries, you can just post a comment on it so that I can reply. Okay. So after that, you complete the excitation table and derive the expressions. And I have given the expressions for that inputs of T flip-flops. You just verify them. And that's all for today. That's all for this lecture. I hope it is clear to everyone. If you have any doubts, you can post your comments in the comment box so that I can reply to you. Thank you, one and all.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.